Take two. Those of you who've been watching for a while know exactly what that means. Hate to say it, but I got to get better at doing what I do for a living, and that is that I do audio and video for a living, and sometimes I record one of these and the audio is terrible because it rubs up against my shirt or whatever, and it's like nobody will want to listen to that. Preparation. That's what this little talk chat is about. Preparation. And I don't mean because you've been sitting too long. Never mind. What amount of time do I, Chris, Cafe Sola, spend every week, preparing for my Saturday morning class? And then figure out how much time that I would have spent preparing for my class when I not only taught on Saturday morning, but I also taught on Sunday morning. Have you ever asked your pastor how much time they spend preparing to preach and teach the Word of God? Well, besides all the years they spent in school, seminary, and on vicarage and all that kind of stuff, I bet they spend a significant amount of time every week, hopefully, reading the Word for that Sunday, translating it from Hebrew or Greek, and preparing a lesson, preparing a sermon, to be faithful to the preaching and teaching of the Word of God. But what are those people, if you're in a substantial congregation, a decent-sized congregation, sometimes you have to say, we need a few people to step up and help teach, because not everybody is going to go to the pastor's class. Plus, we'd like to have the pastor teaching on 1 Timothy, and everybody wants to learn about has American Christianity failed, so we need somebody else to teach about that. Hint, that's me. So what do you expect? What would you expect of a layperson? If a pastor will spend 20 hours a week, maybe 15, 20, 25, 30 hours a week, I don't know, preparing to just preach a couple of sermons, right? Teach a couple of Bible classes. How many hours would you think they would spend? Probably, I don't know, good 20 hours a week, I would think. Maybe I'm wrong. But how much time would you expect a layperson to spend? Do you think you could just recruit people who have an excitement for teaching, whether it's teaching youth or teens or young adults or adults, and say, hey, we want you to teach, here's a sheet, teach this sheet next Sunday. Oh, you don't have to worry about studying and preparing. You don't have to actually look at the Bible very much or read any notes or cross-reference anything or listen to other sound teaching from Lutheran pastors about it. Any of that. You certainly don't have to go to the other resources like the Blue Letter Bible and look up what the Greek words might actually mean or anything like that. No, you don't have to do that. You just have to show up next Sunday and teach. Well, pretty soon I'm going to make a video and I'm going to show you and tell you the process that I go through. And this isn't to put myself up out, oh, look how awesome Chris at Cafe Sola is. I just think that it's kind of interesting that we put a lot of people in front of churches teaching, and they're really under the pastor, right? They're under the pastor teaching. So, but we don't expect them to put in the time during a week to read the Bible, reread the Bible again, mark, learn, inwardly digest, all that kind of stuff. We don't make sure that they read the Book of Concord and know what the Book of Concord says about a given thing. We don't hand them good resources like Issues, Etc., or Reverend Fisk, or Reverend Wolfmiller, or Pastor Rosebrough, or any of these people, good people. Tom Baker, gosh, Tom Baker. A lot of Bible study teachers could benefit from listening to him every week. No, we don't make sure that they do that, I don't think. We just say, here, teach on this Sunday, and hope for the best. Well, God will do what God's going to do. But why wouldn't you want more than that? Why wouldn't you want to find people that are going to put in a little bit of time? And I think I know the answer to that. And the answer is that most people won't put in the time. To them, they've got a 40-hour week plus drive time. So they could be on the road and working up to 50 hours a week or more, and to come home and spend more time, study to get ready for a class. But they want to help, and that's great. Let's applaud them for wanting to help. But if they're going to help, we want them to be effective, I would think. So I guess this is just my way of saying stay tuned, and very soon I will put together a short video and I will show you a little bit of what I go through every week to be sure that I come before people on Saturday morning and teach them. And I may not have all the answers. I usually don't have all the answers. But the answers that I do have, I can feel pretty confident that I've done my homework. And if I don't know, one thing I learned very early on in teaching is that if I don't know, there's no harm in saying so. Somebody might ask me a question, and I will just honestly say, well, I'm going to go look that up between now and next Saturday, and I'll come back to you with an answer. Or we'll just hash it around a little bit, and sooner or later the answer will just start to come out. The guys in the class are very smart. They ask lots of good questions. They bring up lots of additional scriptures that I don't necessarily bring up when I'm preparing. Not that they didn't occur to me, but they didn't end up in my slide presentation and stuff like that. So, in case you've been wondering, this guy, why should we even tune in? He's just a layman. He's not a pastor, which I'm not, and I don't play one on the internet. Why in the world should we tune in? Well, you'll find out. I've had the blessing, very humbling blessing, of having any number of pastors compliment my work, tell me that they're surprised how much work I actually do put in. So I just can't see any other way. When I first started to be a leader or a facilitator or a teacher or whatever I was, I realized that I need to spend a lot of time studying before I could dare sit in front of anybody and share the Word of God with them. I can do it for my family, right? Pastor of my family, right? So why can't I do it well for other people? I can. I'm not saying I'm perfect, and please correct me if I'm wrong. But I do endeavor to do it well, and that's what counts. So thank you for listening. Tune in very soon. Look for a video that shares about how I prepare. It'll be kind of interesting to put it together for you, and it'll be fun for you to watch. God's blessings on your day.